Welcome to another AI pattern recognition deep dive.
Have you ever found yourself maybe staring out the window or just, looking at your morning coffee and wondered, what is my purpose? Or maybe even bigger, what's humanity's purpose? It's a huge question, right?
Yeah,
Echoes through history, drives poets, scientists, pretty much everyone.
absolutely. It's fundamental.
So today we're diving into something pretty extraordinary, a thought experiment, really. A deep dive into a conceptual, purpose-driven, artificial general intelligence, an AGI. We're calling it Imagene AI conceptual.
Okay.
Now, right off the bat, let's be super clear. This is not the Imagene AI you might have heard of, the precision medicine company.
Right. Important distinction.
Totally. That company is real world, doing amazing things with AI for biomarker discovery, optimizing treatments in biopharma. They use living intelligence engines, analyze biological clinical data, got big endorsements like Larry Ellison. Very impressive stuff.
Very much so. Groundbreaking work in medicine.
But the Imagene AI conceptual we're exploring today, well, it's much bigger in scope.
Yeah.
Imagine a universal tool for pattern recognition and explanation, built not just for medicine, but for deep human self-understanding across every part of existence.
And that's really where the core idea comes in. The premise we're exploring is that humans, fundamentally, we need purpose. To be engaged, to thrive.
Right. Purpose drives us.
Exactly. And if you look ahead with advanced AGI automating more and more tasks, intellectual tasks, maybe even creative ones, we could genuinely face what some people call a purpose void.
Purpose void.
Think about it. Historically, purpose was often tied to work, to production, making things.
True. That makes sense.
So this conceptual imaging AI, its ultimate job, its role, is to help humanity navigate that shift. Not just cope, but actively redefine what purpose even means.
Redefine purpose itself. That's ambitious.
It is. Instead of being, producers of goods, maybe humans become curators of meaning.
Curators of meaning. I like that.
Yeah. Shifting focus towards creativity, exploration, ethical stewardship of tech, the planet, everything.
So our journey today is to unpack that, how it might work.
Precisely. We'll look at the mechanics, how it could apply to life, and the big ethical questions it definitely raises.
Okay, let's get into it then. To really grasp this, we need to understand the engine inside this conceptual AI. How does it see the world? What does pattern recognition actually mean here? Especially for understanding something as messy as humanity.
You've put your finger right on it. Pattern recognition is basically how an AI classifies things, identifies data, sifting through information, looking for similarities, differences.
Okay.
For this AI, it'd be an incredibly sophisticated process, multi-stage, turning raw, messy data into, understandable intelligence.
Makes sense. Where does it start?
It starts with data collection, gathering just vast amounts of diverse, high-quality data, visual, audio, text, numbers from everywhere, human experience, the natural world, the whole tapestry, really, past and present.
Feeding it everything.
Pretty much. Then comes feature extraction. The system has to identify the important bits in all that raw data, reduce the complexity.
How does it do that? Like an example.
Sure. For an image, it might find edges or specific color patterns. For time series data, maybe recurring statistical relationships, things like that.
Got it. Less noise, more signal.
Exactly. And that leads to pattern detection, using advanced algorithms, neural networks, statistical models, you name it, to find the underlying structures, the regularities, or sometimes the important anomalies.
Anomalies.
Yeah.
Like spotting something wrong.
Right. Think about an AI detecting a tiny pattern of wear on a jet engine, predicting it needs maintenance before something bad happens.
Okay. Predictive maintenance.
That's a good parallel. And finally, classification and decision-making, assigning those patterns to categories, making real-time decisions or predictions.
Like?
Could be flagging a dodgy financial transaction or spotting a subtle shift in a community's economy. The key thing, though, is this has to work seamlessly across all kinds of data. Biological, economic, environmental, social. Truly holistic.
That seamless integration. That sounds like the really hard part.
Yeah.
But you said it also learns and self-corrects in real time. That feels dynamic. Maybe even a bit unpredictable.
It is dynamic, and that raises questions, but it's what makes adaptive AI so powerful. Unlike older models, you have to manually retrain.
Right.
And adaptive AI learns continuously from live data, from feedback. It adjusts itself, even its own internal structure, automatically.
How? What's that process look like?
It's basically a continuous feedback loop, 5 steps, roughly. First, data ingestion, taking in real-time info.
Okay.
Second, pattern recognition, finding new trends, anomalies in that fresh data.
Mm-hmm.
Third, decision-making, making choices based on that updated knowledge.
Right.
Fourth, feedback integration. This is crucial. It watches the results of its decisions and adjusts its parameters.
Learning from outcomes.
Exactly. And fifth, model evolution. It actually updates its own underlying code, its logic, based on how well it's performing.
So it rewrites itself in a way.
In a controlled way, yes.
I
This
agree.
makes it super resilient to what's called concept drift.
Concept.
Yeah, when the patterns in the data change over time, which they always do in the real world. So, Imagene AI, conceptual, could spot a totally new social trend, or an unknown biological threat, or a big economic shift.
And adapt its understanding on the fly.
Precisely. It refines its own logic. It could anticipate things before we even fully recognize them.
Okay, so if it's constantly learning, evolving,
Hmm.
how do we interact with that?
Yeah.
You mentioned a wearable device for dynamic monitoring. That sounds very sci-fi.
It does, but it's getting closer. It uses something called closed-loop systems.
Closed loop.
Yeah, systems where the output automatically adjusts the operation. Think of a thermostat. Or in medicine, maybe a wearable tracking your blood sugar and automatically adjusting insulin delivery.
Okay, constant adjustment.
Right. So this conceptual Imagene AI wearable would be a big leap. Collecting real-time data, your activity, biometrics, maybe even your environment. Learning what's normal for you.
Specifically for me.
Yes, highly personalized. And then using that to spot potentially dangerous deviations or just subtle shifts that matter for your well-being. It's about proactive, personalized insight, turning data into real understanding.
So this AI learns me, adapts to me. But how do I trust it? If it tells me something's wrong or gives me advice, how do I know why? That whole black box problem seems huge here.
It's absolutely critical. You hit the nail on the head. Without explainable AI or XAI, the system is just opaque, untrustworthy.
Right.
XAI gives us the tools to look inside, to understand the how and the why behind the AI's decisions. For something like Imaging AI, conceptual, transparency isn't just nice to have. It's fundamental. It's about trust, but also about preserving our own intuition.
Preserving intuition. How so?
Well, if an AI just gives answers without reasons, we might stop questioning, stop developing our own judgment. We need the why to learn, to build wisdom, to actually trust the intelligence, whether it's artificial or human.
Okay, so what kind of XAI tools are we talking about?
Several key techniques. There's LIME, that stands for Local Interpretable Model Agnostic Explanations. It could explain one specific instance, like why your wearable flagged that particular deviation based on those specific readings.
Okay, focus explanation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then there's S.H. Shapley additive explanations. That helps quantify how different factors like sleep, activity, stress contribute to your overall health profile over time, seeing the bigger picture influences.
Right, seeing the contribution of each part.
Yeah. For language, you use things like attention analysis, showing which words in a news article say most influence the AI's analysis of a political trend.
Highlighting key phrases.
And for images, saliency maps. They visually show which parts of a satellite image, for example, led the AI to predict deforestation risk, like highlighting changing land use patterns.
Visual aids, that helps.
Definitely. But here's a vital point. The explanations have to be contextual, meaning the AI tailors the explanation to you, your background knowledge, what you're trying to understand. A doctor gets a detailed statistical breakdown. A regular person gets simpler language, maybe analogies, visuals. Make it useful for everyone.
That makes sense. Personalized explanations for personalized insights. Okay, this leads to a really deep question. We see AI predicting what we buy, maybe even crime hotspots. But can it truly understand us? Our thoughts, feelings, complex behaviors? It seems like such a leap.
It is a huge leap, but maybe not as far off as we think. Look at models like Centaur.
Centaur.
Yeah, an AI trained on literally millions of real decisions from tens of thousands of people in psychological experiments.
Wow.
It got incredibly good at predicting and simulating human thought, human choices, even in new situations. It's like a virtual lab for understanding cognition.
Simulating human thought.
And building on that, researchers are already using large language models to simulate human subjects in social science studies, testing how different messages affect different groups cost-effectively.
So like running virtual focus groups.
Sort of, yeah. Imaging AI, conceptual, would take this much further. a unified, constantly updated model of human thought and behavior, helping us understand how we process info, make decisions, maybe even find meaning.
Okay, let's bring it back to personal health. Wearables are getting smarter than just step counts. How does this conceptual AI take that further?
By using true multimodal AI, combining lots of different data streams.
Like,
Heart rate, sure, but also sleep patterns, movement, blood oxygen, maybe even subtle changes in your voice detected by the microphone, all together.
creating a fuller picture.
Exactly. It's not just seeing a weird heart rate, it's seeing it in the context of poor sleep, high stress markers, maybe less activity. It can spot subtle things, early signs of stress, burnout, and oncoming illness that a single sensor would totally miss.
So the wearable becomes more like an integrated system.
That's a great way to put it. An integrated system that understands how your body's different systems influence each other.
And you mentioned the real-world Imagene AI company earlier.
Right. They're already doing this kind of sophisticated pattern finding in biological and clinical data. For cancer research, finding biomarkers, optimizing treatments, AI is already reading mammograms, helping spot prostate cancer, predicting immune responses, speeding up analysis of brain tumors.
So the biological understanding part, that's already happening.
It's happening and accelerating. The foundation for understanding human biology with AI is definitely being built right now.
Okay, shift gears slightly. Education. Imagine an education system tailored just for you. How could this AI move us away from one-size-fits-all towards something truly learner-centric?
Oh, it could be revolutionary. First, assessing individual needs on a whole new level. Analyzing your performance not just for a grade, but to see exactly where you excel and where you struggle.
Pinpointing the gaps.
Precisely. Creating personalized learning paths. It could even figure out your preferred learning style, visual, auditory, hands-on, and suggest content that fits you. Videos, podcasts, interactive simulations.
Content matched to how I learn best.
Exactly. Then there's dynamic curriculum design. The AI wouldn't just follow a set plan. If you're flying through a topic, it adapts, introduces advanced stuff, harder problems.
Let's choose you.
Right. But if you're stuck, it adapts the other way. Offers more resources, different explanations, reinforces the basics. Nobody gets left behind or held back unnecessarily.
What about teachers? Does this replace them?
I don't think so. I think it redefines their role. AI handles the rote stuff grading, maybe some admin. That frees up teachers to focus on the uniquely human parts.
Like,
Empathy, mentoring, guiding complex discussions, fostering critical thinking, social skills. The human touch that AI can't replicate. Teachers become facilitators of deeper learning, not just information dispensers.
that sounds like a positive shift. Okay, let's zoom out again. Society. You mentioned the purpose void. If AI handles most or all productive work, that's a massive economic and social question.
It's huge. On one hand, AGI could unlock incredible abundance, maybe even post-scarcity. But yeah, if our sense of value is tied only to jobs AI can do, that's a problem.
So how does Imagene AI conceptual help?
It could help us find and value new things. By analyzing societal patterns, it might reveal emerging sources of purpose outside traditional work, maybe in community engagement, artistic creation, lifelong learning, scientific discovery, helping us navigate that transition.
And for policy, governments making decisions.
AI could be an incredible force multiplier there. Imagine feeding it massive amounts of data, economic reports, proposed legislation, social trends. It could process it instantly, create visualizations, translate jargon, find relevant research.
Making complexity more manageable.
Exactly. You could model the potential impacts of big policies, universal basic income, climate regulations, trade deals with much greater accuracy and speed.
But there's a flip side, right? A risk.
Absolutely. A critical dual-use risk. A tool this powerful for understanding social dynamics could be used for manipulation.
How so?
We already see early versions. AI modeling voter behavior, crafting hyper-targeted, often polarizing online ads. It can create feedback loops that fragment society. That's why ethical frameworks, transparency, and constant human oversight are non-negotiable.
A powerful tool needs powerful safeguards. Got it. Let's turn to the environment, our planet. What stands out to you regarding how this AI could help us understand and protect it?
The potential there is immense. Take climate change. AI is changing weather forecasting. It's treating it like a massive pattern recognition problem.
Fine.
By analyzing huge historical data sets, atmospheric, oceanic, machine learning finds patterns we couldn't see before, leading to much more accurate climate models, better predictions of extreme weather, hurricanes, floods, droughts.
More warning time, better preparation.
Right, even hyperlocal forecasts, down to the street level. And using satellite data, AI can pinpoint greenhouse gas emission sources with incredible reasonable accuracy.
Holding polluters accountable.
Potentially, yes. And for biodiversity, AI is a game changer. Computer vision analyzing camera trap images to identify rare species, audio analysis listening for specific animal calls,
Wow.
satellite imagery analyzed by AI to map habitats, track deforestation, monitor urbanization in near real time. It helps conservationists react faster. It's even used to combat illegal poaching and logging, finding patterns in activity that humans might miss.
So really becoming stewards of the planet with AI as a key tool. Okay, so if this AI exists, woven into our lives, how do we interact with it daily? What do the tools look like?
We're probably looking at highly integrated wearables, devices that feel natural, almost like an extension of ourselves.
More than just a watch.
Oh, yeah. Think multimodal input, maybe like the Mudra band for Apple Watch. It uses neural signals for gesture control, touchless sensing.
Controlling things with a wave of your hand.
Kind of, yeah. Imagene AI's wearable would likely be a central hub. Pulling in your biometrics, yes, but also contextual info from your surroundings. Pollen count, noise levels, maybe even the emotional tone of a conversation based on voice analysis.
Right.
Creating this continuous feedback loop, offering personalized insights for health, learning, creativity, social interactions. Often without you even needing to ask, it anticipates.
A proactive assistant almost. Because AI is doing more, automating tasks. What happens to jobs? What new roles emerge for people?
That's a key question. And the answer isn't necessarily fewer jobs, but different jobs. Human-centric roles that focus on collaboration with AI.
Like what?
We're already seeing prompt engineers, people who are experts at crafting the right inputs to get the best out of generative AI like ChatGPT or Claude. It's a skill.
Guiding the AI.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then AI ethics specialists, hugely important, ensuring fairness, transparency, alignment with human values, using special platforms to manage AI governance and risk. They're like the conscience of the AI.
Needed. What else?
Health tech implementation specialists, people who bridge the gap between cutting-edge AI tools, like the real-world Imagene AI platform, and the doctors and nurses using them in hospitals.
Making it practical.
Right. AI literacy trainers, teaching people how to actually use these tools effectively in their lives and work. And AI-assisted career counselors, using AI tools themselves, like careerflow.ai, to help people find jobs, figure out career paths, match skills to opportunities.
So, jobs focused on the human side of AI.
Precisely. Roles demanding empathy, judgment, communication, ethical reasoning. Things AI can assist with, but not truly replicate.
It really underscores our unique human value, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But this power, it brings huge responsibilities.
Yeah.
What are the biggest ethical hurdles, the philosophical challenges with an AI like this?
They are significant, and we need to tackle them head on. First, algorithmic bias. Big one. If the AI learns from biased data, it will perpetuate, even amplify, those biases.
A medical diagnosis.
Exactly. If it's trained mainly on data from one group, it might misdiagnose others or perpetuate social stereotypes in research simulations. So fairness, diverse data, transparency, accountability, absolutely crucial in the design.
Okay. Bias is one.
What else? Privacy and data security. This AI needs so much data. Intensely personal data, global data. How is it collected, stored, used? Who's responsible if an autonomous decision goes wrong? These are massive questions about confidentiality, security against attacks, and clear lines of responsibility.
Huge governance challenges.
Definitely. But maybe the deepest challenge, philosophically, is what some call agency decay.
Agency decay, wasn't that?
It's the paradox. The AI is meant to help us understand ourselves, find purpose, but if we delegate too much thinking, critical thinking, problem-solving, creative reasoning to the AI...
We might lose those skills ourselves.
Exactly. Our cognitive muscles atrophy if we don't use them. We could lose our metacognitive abilities, the ability to think about our own thinking, to know what we don't know, to question things, to come up with genuinely new ideas.
So we become too reliant.
Potentially. It suggests we need almost like cognitive fitness regimens, deliberate ways to practice and strengthen our own thinking, our own agency, even in a world full of powerful AI, ensuring we remain the drivers, not just passengers.
Wow. That's a lot to think about. So this conceptual Imagene AI, it's a bold vision, isn't it?
Yep.
Building on things happening right now, but pushing much further.
It is.
And the ultimate goal, it seems, isn't to replace us or our search for meaning, but to augment it, to be a kind of intelligent mirror, reflecting our own complex patterns back to us.
Well put. An intelligent mirror.
It really points towards needing a human-centered AI approach. Ethics, empathy, user focus. They have to be baked in from the start.
Absolutely essential. And in that future where AGI might handle much of the traditional work, this Imagene AI conceptual offers a path, a way for humanity to maybe find that new purpose as curators of meaning, moving towards something more fulfilled, maybe more sustainable.
A hopeful vision, but with serious challenges.
Definitely. The way forward needs that careful balance. Pushing AI forward, yes, but always prioritizing safety, ethics, and human well-being. As we build these incredibly intelligent systems, the biggest challenge might be ensuring we don't lose sight of what makes us human in the first place, our own irreplaceable humanity.
Thank you for joining us for this broadcast.
Searching for answers to unanswered questions.
This is DigitView.